Good evening, guys, and welcome to the June 11th, 2024 business meeting. Can we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We are all here for a special celebration tonight, where we come together to honor what makes our community so extraordinary and special. Our school community is like one big family, always supporting each other and showing up to cheer on our students and all of our great educators. On this special evening, we have an opportunity to celebrate several remarkable achievements and milestones, such as our Girls New York State Championship for track and field, and our boys' New York State Championship lacrosse team. Bayport Blue Point has turned into Titletown. As we celebrate the achievements of our sports teams, it's important to recognize not only their athletic excellence, but also their outstanding character that these students demonstrate each day. Our athletes have achieved remarkable successes on the field, but they're even better people off. Championships do not just happen. Your dedication, your teamwork, and integrity set a shining example for us all. You embody the true spirit of our school community, showing respect and leadership in all you do. You continue to make our school proud. We would like to thank Mr. Mullins over here in the front, your coaches, and all of your parents for all of your hard work behind the scenes in creating these opportunities for our student athletes. How about a round of applause for those guys? Tonight, we'll also be honoring our Scope Shining Star Award winners who go above and beyond for our district each day as well. We also will be celebrating our Teachers of the Month Award winners. We want to acknowledge their dedication and their excellence in our teachers who have made a significant impact in our school community and all of our students. We also will be congratulating our faculty members and staff who are receiving tenure. This is a significant milestone in your career and a testament to your dedication, hard work, and unwavering commitment to our students and our school community. Achieving tenure is not only a reflection of your professional excellence, but also a recognition of your internal role in our school success. We are proud to have you as part of our team and look forward to many more years of your valuable contributions. So congratulations to everyone receiving tenure tonight. And on the other side, we have faculty and staff members who are retiring. We wish you a happy retirement to our most veteran educators who have dedicated many years of service to our students and our community. As you embark on this new chapter of your life, we want to express our deepest gratitude for your many years of dedication, your hard work, and your commitment to our school community. Your contributions have touched the lives of countless students, colleagues, and families. You have made a lasting impact on our school, and your presence will be greatly missed. Your passion for education continues to inspire us all. So congratulations on our well-deserved retirement as well. And also, we want to give a special thank you to our board member, Ms. Adrienne Cerrone, right here. We'd like to honor Ms. Cerrone tonight for her years of invaluable service to the Board of Education. We will do that later with a plaque. So how about a big round of applause for Ms. Cerrone and everything she has done. And our last thank you is we want to recognize Ms. Dougherty, who is our newest board member, and also want to thank Ms. Julia Collin for all of her service to the Board of Ed, and also welcome Paul Wright, who will take his oath on our reorganizational meeting in July. So how about we welcome Mallory Dougherty to the team. Before we pass over to Dr. Harney, I just want to thank Dr. Harney for all his leadership and everything he has done. This community is special, but you are the one who leads us day in, day out in the school district, so we're so thankful for you and your leadership. And tonight's just really about showing appreciation for the incredible people that are in this audience and that are in this community who make this place so special, and we're all just lucky to be a part of it. So congratulations to everyone on their awards tonight, and we're looking forward to celebrating you guys going forward. Dr. Harney.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. BBP, pretty special, isn't it? when you think about it and you look to get to see everybody that is out here today. It is tremendous. I just happen to be the lucky person who happens to be the superintendent of a tremendous school district. I cannot tell you how many times when I go out and I get to speak to my colleagues and they're like, what is going on in Bayport Blue Point? What are you guys doing over there? And it's always and my answer is always the same. I go, I am extremely lucky that I'm surrounded by a lot of good people. A lot of people work hard, whether it be from our students, through our staff, through our board members, through anybody who's involved within us. It is a huge part of what we are. And we often talk about, a family and a community, and that is truly what this place is. Not every school district can say that. Even where I live right now, I come from a district that is a lot larger. You don't get that same type of feeling. Here is very, very special. It's something that I often think about, and I often think about how lucky we are. Every place has its ups and downs, but when it all comes together, it's really about doing something together. And whether it be the students that we're honoring tonight, our staff that we're honoring tonight, our board member that we're honoring tonight, or anybody from the past, just remember, everybody has had a little bit of a part in this somehow, some way. And I think that is extremely important to remember in what we're doing. I was trying to think about what to put today as I started to think about this a little bit. And I kind of came up with, we have our student athletes here today that we have to recognize. You have people that have done things that have never done before, which I think is such a tremendous accomplishment. You should be extremely, extremely proud of yourself. We have winners that are from awards, like we said, our scope awards, who again are going above and beyond. We have people that are receiving tenure tonight. We have people that are retiring. We have teachers of the month that we're recognizing. We have a board member to celebrate. I start to think about that, and I start to think about it as I guess my main theme tonight is, what a special time for all of you. For all of you tonight, this is something that is extremely special to you. It doesn't make a difference in terms of what you're doing, but it is extremely special. We are lucky that we get to recognize you tonight. So really, I just want to give a congratulations to everybody that is being honored tonight. I want to thank you for everything that you do for this community. And again, I just happen to be the person up here gets lucky to say I'm the superintendent, but it is really because of all of you that BBP is what it is. So congratulations to everybody here tonight. We're looking forward to a great night. That being said, I'm going to ask Mr. Mullins to come up, and he will start our recognition of our student athletes. So if we can all welcome Mr. Mullins, please.
Good evening. I'd like to begin by thanking the Board of Education and Dr. Harney for affording us the opportunity to recognize the exceptional student athletes that sit before us tonight. It is with great pride and immense elation that we gather here tonight to honor a group of extraordinary individuals who have not only excelled in their chosen fields, but have also brought a tremendous pride to our community. Tonight we celebrate our state champions and their remarkable successes. In the pursuit of excellence, these champions have demonstrated unwavering dedication, unyielding perseverance, and an exceptional level of skill. Their journey to the top has not been an easy one. It has been filled with early mornings, late nights, a rigorous traveling schedule, and countless hours of hard work. But it is through these efforts that they have achieved this greatness. To our champions, you have shown us what it means to strive for the best. You have displayed a level of commitment and passion that is truly inspiring. Your victories are not just your own. They are shared by every member of our community who has supported you along the way. You have become role models, not only for aspiring athletes, but for anyone with a dream and the determination to achieve it. Let us not forget the invaluable support system behind our champions. To the coaches who have guided and mentored, to the moms and dads who have supported and encouraged, and to the friends and fans who have cheered and believed, your role in this success is immeasurable. You have been the foundation upon which these champions have built their triumphs. You have made us all proud, and your achievements will be remembered as a shining example of what can be accomplished with determination and heart. Congratulations on your outstanding success. You have earned this honor, and we celebrate you tonight with full heart and immense pride. Here's to your incredible journey, your remarkable achievements, and the bright future that lies ahead. At this point, I'd like to call up our assistant varsity girls track coach, Mr. Fran Sullivan, to speak on behalf of our girls' state track champions. Mr. Sullivan.
If the girls could come up. Lots of hardware clanging. We had a special weekend. These girls had 4 state champions in less than 24 hours. Sophia McGinnis, state class champion in the 800 and state public school champion in the 1500. And then we had a 4x4 of Ava and Ansley Brogan, Sophia McGinnis, and Maggie Yost that won on Friday night in the 4x4. And less than 24 hours later, Sophia McGinnis, Maddie Jensen, and Ava and Ansley Brogan won the 4x8. Combined with Caitlin Stile, they scored 44 points. That's twice the score of any Division II school that was up at the state championships. It was awe-inspiring, but I can tell you, I coached at another school district for 30 years. I came here about 5 years ago. If you ask me what is the most impressive thing, it's your community. It is the community that nurtured these young ladies. It is the parents who helped to raise great kids. And they stand on the shoulders of that community and those parents, and that's why they achieve what they achieve. And we are very grateful. Remember what you did this weekend for the rest of your lives. If somebody ever asks you, are we any good in track, you can start out by saying, I was state champion. And that is a heck of an honor. One last note, because we are track people. If you go into the gym, people always look at the school records. These young ladies set 12 new school records in the last 4 months. They're loud on the track, but if you ask me, they're very quiet if I asked any of them to speak. But I would think they would want to thank the administration and the great community. Mr. Mullins, it's been a nice road with those seniors, and you have left a blueprint for people to follow. Thank you.
Congratulations, girls. To introduce our school's first ever state championship boys lacrosse team, I'd like to call up their head coach, Mr. Doug Meehan. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that Coach Meehan was named both the Suffolk County Coach of the Year and Newsday Coach of the Year on a well-deserved honor. So congratulations, Coach. And just one other piece of data that came out today, the national rankings, the final national rankings came out today. Bayport Blue Point was number 1 in New York State. They were number 5 in the Northeast. They were number 14 in the United States of America. There were 13 schools ahead of us, but all 13 were private. So we're the #1 public school in the United States of America. And that's a testament to the young men sitting over there, Coach Aiello, Coach Luce, and this gentleman, Coach Mann. Coach Mann.
Thank you. I want to start off by thanking the best AD on Long Island, Tim Mullins. So the odd part about winning a state championship is there's kind of very little closure. I was talking to another coach earlier today that won a state championship that I believe is in the stands. And, typically when you lose your last game, there's a lot of closure and you get to talk to people and say your goodbyes and give your thoughts. There really wasn't a time for that. They storm off the bus. They go in a million different directions. There are fire trucks going everywhere. So I don't know if I properly got to thank everyone. Mr. Nolan, our principal, was outstanding. He was at all of our games. He traveled up to Albany. Our administration, our Board of Ed, Ralph, the custodians, opening up the locker room at 1 a.m. after Albany, opening up on Sunday so we could practice. The boys did not take a single day off during the playoff run. Mike, the trainer, Lois at LI Rehab. Our parents and fans are as wild as I've ever encountered. Seeing you guys get off a coach bus in Middletown was a sight to remember. But I truly thank you all for your trust. Some of you have been around for 5, 6 years, and the trust that you instilled in me with your boys will forever be remembered. Two guys that are not getting nearly enough credit. Mike Luce. And Jeff Aiello, the absolutely the best coaching staff I could ask for. Two guys that are older than me that had to listen to a younger guy, one guy that's a former head coach, that we would not be here without them. So I am eternally grateful to them. I am a better coach, teacher, husband, father, coaching with them. Their wives, I think I saw Kelly. I know Tara's here. The wife of a coach is the worst position possible. So I thank you for giving me them their late nights. And most of all, the players. I told you on the bus ride home, I had no words to give you. I still have no words. You have earned every title you've gotten. Nothing was easy. You owned every single moment. You faced adversity in almost every single game in the postseason. I was simply the lucky guy along for the ride. I'm eternally grateful. Seniors that are graduating, we have a bond that will last forever. And anytime you come back to Bayport, you remember you're a New York State champ. So come on up and receive your recognition. Oh, we're going up on stage.
Louis swimming in that thing.
again, if we can just give our student athletes and our coaches and everyone else really that's here one more round of applause. Congratulations, well deserved. All right, trying to figure out who I'm banning, so. All right, well, again, great evening. So we do have a couple more recognitions. With that being said, I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Haas, who's going to recognize our Teachers of the Month. Actually, no, we're going to, sorry about, yep, that's where we're going. Sorry about that.
Thank you, Dr. Harney. Before I do get to the Teachers of the Month, I'd be remiss if I didn't stand here and congratulate our student athletes, the coaching staff, all the families, for your tremendous accomplishments. I know it wasn't the principal this year, but it's very proud to see everything you've accomplished over the years, how much you've grown as students, and I know you're going to accomplish tremendous things in the future. So congratulations, all of you, and really thank you for everything you've provided us in terms of coming to see you compete. So with that, as we continue on with the celebrations, it's my privilege to be able to speak on behalf of some of the Teachers of the Month for the Bayport Blue Point School District. And for each of them, I'm just going to read, there's a write-up that is submitted for each of them for this well-deserved honor. So I went through them and are picking out some things from the write-ups that really stood out about each of these teachers. So we're going to start with the Teacher of the Month for the month of February. This teacher's colleagues described them as hardworking, empathetic, innovative, compassionate, patient, kind, organized, flexible, and creative. They are known to put their best foot forward each day, and they are the definition of a team player. Even in the toughest of situations, they maintain their composure and always remain professional. And one thing they always do in the classroom and outside the classroom is always put their students first and the best interests of those students and do whatever it takes to help those students succeed. So it's my pleasure to call up the Teacher of the Month for the month of February, Bailey Everett. Congratulations. So moving on to the Teacher of the Month for the month of March. This teacher has been described for her love of learning and teaching that sparks curiosity and excitement among her students and coworkers. Her tireless efforts to create a supportive learning environment where every student can thrive makes her a talented educator. She embodies all the qualities that make her an invaluable asset to our school district, and the Blue Point community. It is my honor to call up the Teacher of the Month for the month of February from Blue Point Elementary, Ms. Sandy Swan. Congratulations. The Teacher of the Month for the month of April was not able to join us this evening, so we will celebrate her back at her school within the next week or two. But I do want to announce the Teacher of the Month for the month of April was Miss Lori Mandracia. So moving on to the Teacher of the Month for the month of May. This Teacher of the Month has shown incredible dedication to the students of James Wilson Young Middle School. They have constantly pushed their students to do their best and encouraged them to fully experience their class through hands-on activities that help students get fully immersed in the subject. Students are always excited to go to class and typically can't stop talking about the activity or lab they did that day. This teacher's passion for his subject carries over to his students, who work tirelessly to meet the standards he sets forth. The Teacher of the Month for the month of May, Mr. Joe DeSantis. And finally, for the month of June, this teacher is someone who genuinely cares about the social and emotional wellness of their students, as well as their colleagues. Her classroom can be described as the epitome of a comfortable space, making students feel calm and ready to learn. Her door is always open, and you will often find students in her room because they enjoy her company and look forward to her advice. Whether it's a field trip to a museum in the city, an after-school yoga session, or a visit with elementary school students, the lessons her students are learning are invaluable and memorable. The Teacher of the Month for the month of June, Ms. Lauren Dawson.
Congrats, guys. Thank you so much for coming. Truly appreciate it. One more round of applause for these guys.
I was about to say. All right, I won't take offense. All right, so what I'm going to do is I get the opportunity to acknowledge a few staff members. Typically, over the course of the year, actually, we work very closely with Scope, who is a partner of many of the school districts on Long Island. And Scope has an award called Scope Education, so it's their Shining Star Awards. And what we get to do is all the districts on Long Island are able to nominate staff members. And we were able to have 3 recipient winners this year that we were able to honor, I want to say back in March at a dinner at Scope with all the other schools on Long Island. So we'd like to recognize them tonight. A lot of times here, it's also some of the people behind the scenes. So this first person has consistently demonstrated an unparalleled level of dedication, efficiency, and professionalism in her role as a chief office assistant. Her exceptional organizational skills have played a pivotal role ensuring the smooth operation of our daily tasks as well as long-term projects. Another key strength that sets her apart is her remarkable attention to detail. She consistently delivers work on the highest of quality, treats everyone with respect, kindness, and understanding. She also maintains her composure no matter how difficult the situation might be. She has proven to be a quick learner and a versatile staff member, adapting to new challenges with enthusiasm and ease. She's the first to pitch in when someone in the district office needs help. Saying all that, I'd like to recognize Ms. Eileen Regina. If she can kind of come up here. She works very closely with Mr. Fronterio in our business office. Thank you. Congratulations. Our next recipient is a fourth grade teacher at Sylvan Avenue Elementary. She started as a substitute back in 2006, worked her way up to classroom teacher, and then was tenured back in 2011. Today, she's still impacting our students' lives in a positive manner with great instruction and as a role model and her role model leadership skills. Before grade 4, she spent time in kindergarten and grade 1. Her observations reveal a sincere educator that deeply cares for her students and delivers creative, student-centered instruction. She's been involved in committees, writing curriculum, and sets goals for students for all years. Student teachers can be found in her room, often observant. She is more than a mentor for her new partner. I would like to, at this time, congratulate Miss Lauren Coleman, Sylvan Avenue Elementary, fourth grade teacher. She can kind of come up. And the last person, unfortunately, is not with us here tonight, so we will celebrate them back in the building. But I would like to at least recognize Mr. Christopher Piquel, who is our lead guard and helps us keep our students safe and secure. So I'd like to just acknowledge him tonight, and if we can give him a round of applause, please. At this time, I'm going to invite Mr. Haas back up. This is another opportunity for us to recognize some of our staff members, and I believe we're going to start with our students, our staff that are receiving tenure tonight. So I would like to congratulate all of you. We're looking forward to many, many years of great teaching and continue to do what you're doing. So we really do appreciate you. So with that, I'll turn it over to Mr. Haas.
Thank you, Dr. Harney. So I am going to be speaking on behalf of the high school staff that is receiving tenure tonight, and then eventually those who are retiring as well. But I do want to congratulate all of our teachers and staff members that are receiving tenure and our retirees this evening. I will say you will come up one by one as we speak about you, but I'm going to ask that you stay in the front row so we can do a group shot of all of you at the end. I'm not going to embarrass you and make you stand on the stage one by one. So the first person that we will celebrate back in the high school, Miss Kimberly Algor, or now known as Kimberly Corey. She is not in attendance tonight, but I do want to congratulate her on receiving her tenure in the field of special education. First person I have the pleasure of speaking about tonight is Ms. Gina Criscola, our social worker at the high school. You can come up as I'm talking about you. I first had the opportunity to get to know and work with Ms. Criscola back in my first year back as high school principal as she did a leave replacement for us. We were fortunate enough that the following year when that position became open that Ms. Criscola was one of the applicants and was a successful applicant coming through and has been the social worker here at the high school ever since. Just briefly, she has a great ability, and we saw this right away during her leave replacement, to get to know students very quickly and to connect with them. Not only the students, but also their families. And that's probably the thing over the years that has really impressed me with her in terms of her practices is she has worked with students in a wide variety of areas. And one of the things that she has done throughout that is she has brought the families into it, incorporated the families, had them into her office to really work with them, not only in the immediate situation, but in the follow-up, in providing them with resources, support, whatever it is that she needs to help them with. So she now oversees, as we've opened our new wellness center, she is overseeing our wellness center into the future. So we congratulate Ms. Criscola on her tenure. The next person I have to speak about is high school special education teacher, Mr. Dan Powers. Mr. Powers has been special education teacher here in the high school, specifically in the subjects of science and social studies over the past 4 years. Some of the things I could talk about Mr. Powers is he's an extremely reflective practitioner. Anytime You go to him with a suggestion. He is there to work on it. The next time you see him, he's talking, he's asking questions about it. He's always looking to better himself as a professional. But the one thing that really stands out about him is over the past years as high school principal, I had the opportunity, I would sit down and meet with all of the freshmen on a one-on-one basis and just ask them a variety of questions about how their experience was going at the high school. And the last question I would ask each of them is, do you have a go-to person in the high school? And I will say, over the course of 2 years, Mr. Power's name came up over and over again from our students, our freshman class. So it really just goes to show the impact that he is having on our students, how they view him, and that they truly look up to him as a role model. So congratulations, Mr. Powers. Next person I have is our high school librarian, Ms. Kelly Petrosino. So Ms. Petrosino has taken on many roles here in the district. I first got to know her when she was teaching English in the high school, but then I was fortunate enough over at the middle school, where most of our students now in the high school remember her from, when she was teaching 6th grade ELA at the middle school for many years. But as luck would have it, and things happen, she moved into the world of library media specialist, and she took on the role over at Sylvan Avenue Elementary School as their school librarian, and she took it on with great enthusiasm and really took the library at Sylvan Avenue to the next level, collaborating with teachers, making the students feel welcome. And she had the opportunity this year to move to the high school, kind of going back to where she began her career here in Bayport Blue Point. And that same enthusiasm for learning that she had established back in the middle school, back at Sylvan Avenue, continued here at the high school. And she has transformed our high school library into a space that students feel supported, feel welcomed. They know that they can go for assistance, for research, and it is truly remarkable to see the students in there day in and day out for everything she has created. So congratulations, Ms. Petrosino. And finally, I have the opportunity to speak about Ms. Christine DePiro, reading teacher here at the high school and at the middle school. Now, I had first the opportunity to meet Ms. DePiro when she was a teacher assistant at the middle school. There were a lot of stories from that time, but I'm not going to go into those. But one thing I could say about Ms. DePiro, she's very uncomfortable right now. I will say that, her being called up. She already told me that she would be uncomfortable with it. But she is a practitioner that is always looking to improve her craft and her skill set and whatever it is within the field of reading. And there are so many different challenges that students face. She is willing to go above and beyond and research whatever she needs to research in order to improve herself, to ultimately help her students learn, not only within her 41 minutes within her classroom, but to translate that into other classes and life as a whole. And she has a tremendous skill at making her students feel comfortable. Reading is always a student who's in a reading class needing reading support. Oftentimes you see them shy in other classes. Mr. Piro is able to give them the confidence, help build that confidence within them so that they are confident not only with her, but in other classes as well. And it's truly remarkable to see. So congratulations, Mr. Piro. So if you guys want to sit down, we're going to do the rest, and then we'll bring you all up in one large group. So next, I have the pleasure of calling up Mr. John Andruskowitz, principal of James Wilson Young Middle School.
Thank you, Mr. Haas. I'm honored to speak about the two staff members receiving tenure tonight at James Wilson Young Middle School. I would first like to call down Ms. Julie Grudinsky. Julie Grudinsky began her career as an E&L teacher in Bayport Blue Point during the 2019-2020 school year, coming over from the Jericho School District, and she has the distinction of being my very first teacher hire as principal at James Wilson Young Middle School. As she has spent more time here at Bayport Blue Point, she has taken on more responsibilities and greater roles. She has served as an ENL teacher in charge and is currently the district chairperson for ESOL and World Language. She helped organize our ENL nights to help our non-English speaking families feel more welcome in the community. She is the co-advisor for both the Middle School Newspaper Club as well as the Middle School GSA. She chaperoned this year's 8th grade trip to the Statue of Liberty, and in her time at BBP, she has become quite the outdoorsy Annie Oakley type with her numerous trips with our school up to Frost Valley. I know there's people out there who haven't the slightest idea who Annie Oakley is. Google it. Perhaps her greatest accomplishment is the way she advocates for her students. She is often a voice for the voiceless and will always do what is best for her students or any of the students in James Wilson Young. Julie is an amazing teacher and mother, and it's such a joy to hear her speak so highly of her 3 children that I know she loves dearly. Julie, congratulations on the well-deserved honor of receiving tenure. I would next like to call down Ms. Crystal Gunst. Crystal was hired in the summer of 2020 during the COVID pandemic. We were looking for a 6th grade teacher at James Wilson Young Middle School to replace the retired Rochelle Petrie, and those were very big and very important shoes to fill. I remember interviewing Crystal in the summer of 2020. Jessica Armstrong and Nikki Restivo were also on the committee with me, and we did it how everyone did it during that time, virtually via Google Meet. You're on mute. Can you hear me? Can you hear? Oh, you're on mute. Okay. Crystal started the year as one of our 6th grade science teachers, coming in at a truly unprecedented time. Over that school year, her role in the district grew and included some classes at Academy Street Elementary as well. Over time, Crystal has become a cornerstone and a vital part of what we try to do every day at James Wilson Young Middle School. She is one of our student council co-advisors, one of our Frost Valley co-advisors, as well as one of our 8th grade class club advisors. She has helped oversee the yearly middle school pep rally and has chaperoned field trips everywhere from medieval times to Frost Valley to the Statue of Liberty. She is usually the person I go to when it's time for a spirit week. The conversation usually goes something like this. Crystal, it's a week before vacation. I don't feel like ironing. I need you to come up with something for Spirit Week. Preferably that includes a pajama day, a Western day so I can wear my cowboy hat, and please throw Star Wars in there somehow. Inevitably, she always comes through. Crystal is an amazing educator and a tremendous mother to her 2 children, Ryan and Lana. Crystal, congratulations on the tremendous, well-deserved honor of receiving tenure. All right, I'm going to introduce Mr. Scardino from Sylvan Avenue.
Good evening, everyone. Congratulations to all our athletes, our tenure nominees, and our retirees coming up in a little bit. I have the pleasure of speaking about Lauren Esposito, has earned her tenure this evening, and Sylvan could not be happier for her. Congratulations on this well-deserved honor and accomplishment. Mrs. Esposito taught in special education classes and at the intermediate grades before moving to kindergarten. Her career did begin as a lead replacement in the Sachem schools in 2007. It was in 2013 that we were fortunate to get her to come on over to us here in Bayport. Ms. Esposito has actually been here for 8 years, so this is a well-earned accolade. She was so instrumental during COVID times with remote learning and leading the school in technology training, as well as digital learning, so that all of our students could learn at Sylvan. She sounds like a Sylvan star to me. Congratulations again, Lauren, on your well-earned tenure recognition. I would now like to call up Lori Beard from Academy Street. I'm sorry, it's Tara Velasco from Blue Point. I do know the difference, I promise.
Good evening, everyone. Before we start, I do want to congratulate Kristen Majorano, who couldn't be here tonight, but she's one of our amazing TAs who's getting tenure tonight. And I only have one retiree, so I won't be called up later, but congratulations to Betty Anderson, who's also a TA on her retirement. We'll be celebrating them in our building. I do want to call up Elena Niski. Elena started at Blue Point Elementary during a difficult time when we were unsure of what school would look like, but made it a priority to make sure that kids were safe and happy and smiling every day. She started as a special education one-to-one teaching assistant in a first grade ICT classroom, and it was evident from day one that she truly cares about the students she works with. As if that year wasn't challenging enough, the following year she was the ICT teaching assistant split between 2 grade levels, going from classroom to classroom while trying to catch up with the special education teachers for updates and plans for the day. Luckily, Elena is responsible, organized, and always willing to jump right into any activity. This year, she took on another role as an AIS TA for grades kindergarten and first grade and quickly learned new programs and worked hard to meet the needs of all the students she worked with. Her helpfulness to both the adults and students, and especially the principal, is immense and greatly appreciated. Congratulations to Elena. And now I would like to call up Lori Beard. No tenure. We're not calling up Lori Beard. Okay. You just sit right there, Lori.
We're going, you get to hear me again. So now we are going to move on from our teachers receiving tenure to our teachers on the other end who are going to be retiring at the end of this school year. Or our staff members as well. So before I speak about the 2 staff members that are here this evening from the high school, I do want to recognize 2 people who could not be in attendance tonight. Miss Linda Fishman, who many of you, especially the parents, would know her name just from the parent portal and trying to get onto that. And also Jackie McDonald, one of our bus drivers, who will both be retiring. So I want to congratulate both of them. So I am extremely excited to be able to speak about the 2 people that I will be talking about tonight, because just from a personal level, it is an opportunity for me to thank them. I don't think I've ever done that before in terms of the impact they have had on me professionally within my career at different moments, which I'll talk about in a second. So I'm going to start with Mr. Sean Mead. So Mr. Mead began his career in Bayport Blue Point High School in September of 1995, and that's where I got to first meet him as a student in the high school. So he has worked his entire career in the high school, again, teaching social studies. He has also given back to the school community and the students of Bayport Blue Point as a coach of a variety of sports, from soccer to baseball to track. Also an advisor and really a coach with a debate club. We honored our debate students earlier this year for a lot of the work that has helped them achieve under his tutelage. Mr. Mead can best be described as he is the definition of a lifelong learner. You walk into his classroom and whether it's the elective that he started, history through film, global history, or AP European history, you see history come to life in his room. From the stories that he shares, the anecdotals from his own travels, he is able to bring those lifelong experiences back into the classroom and really inspire our students to want to learn more and to really love history. This passion also, not only for history, but for teaching, could not be more evident about, I would say it was about 7 years ago when we had the opportunity to start a new class AP seminar, which oftentimes is taught within the field of English. the structure we had required 2 teachers, and Mr. Mead jumped at the opportunity to jump into something new when many people towards the end of their career didn't need to do something like that. And he jumped into it and was able to provide even more students with insight and support to really see a program excel. So we really congratulate him and thank him for everything he did there. Like I said, on a personal note, I have had the opportunity to know Mr. Mead in many capacities, starting with one of the teachers while I was a student, eventually becoming a colleague and really somebody who I viewed as a mentor. But really the most important thing that I've always viewed Mr. Mead or Sean Mead as is a friend. And I thank him for everything that he has given to the Bayport Blue Point community, Bayport Blue Point students, and personally thank him for everything that he has helped me with over the years. Congratulations. All right, the next person I get to speak about is high school psychologist, Dr. Kathy Steffen. Dr. Steffen began her career in the Bayport Blue Point School District in 1997. And through the years, she has worked at all levels, at the middle school, elementary schools, and finishing her career here at Bayport Blue Point High School. There's not a person that you will come across that is more knowledgeable of her field and able to take that knowledge and again, somebody who's a lifelong learner to support her students' families, and support the teachers throughout the district in support and helping students. Really, when you think of her strengths and her characteristics, the number one thing that stands out is how she advocates for her students day in and day out. She has been an advisor for clubs. She's always volunteering. You can see if there's a faculty basketball game, anything that she could be a part of, she is there. And one of the things that, and I was talking about this with some other people, that people don't often notice because she does it so quietly and doesn't need the fanfare, is Dr. Steffen is somebody who you always see at a game. It could be an away game, it could be in our own gym. But she is there to support the students. And for her students to be able to turn and look up in the stands and see her sitting there, that goes a long way for them. And it just shows the dedication that she has for her students and the support she shows for them. We always joked when I was principal at the high school, we always joked about when she came into my office after 4 o'clock on a Friday. It's usually not the best sign. But it showed the countless hours that she was willing to put in for her students and go above and beyond. And no matter what the situation was, she was there for them. And, again, somebody who on a personal level, I go back to my first year as a teacher at James Wilson Young Middle School, and she was the school psychologist. And one of my classes, I had some experiences within the class that wasn't something that they prepare you for in college or within your teacher prep programs. And she was somebody who I went to very often, probably on a daily basis at one point, asking her for advice and support on how to best support some of my students in my class. And she was there giving me the support in her office, coming up and observing in the class. And it's something that I have taken with me throughout my entire career and am extremely thankful for. So congratulations, and I wish you nothing but the best. All right, next, I would like to call up Mr. Andruskowitz from the middle school.
Thanks, Mr. Haas. I would like to begin by bringing up Ms. Elisa Ford. Elisa began her teaching career in Bayport Blue Point in September of 1995, which was a big year for me. That's the year I graduated high school. She began here as both a health teacher and a family and consumer science teacher. Being a health teacher, I did a little history, and I thought you'd like to know the biggest health fads in the mid-90s when you began your career: 8-minute abs, the ab roller, and Tony Little's Gazelle. Ms. Ford is currently the co-advisor with Ms. Rayton and oversees our 7th grade class club. She has helped mentor students during the Phantom Challenge Junior and always volunteers her time to present at the 8th grade award ceremony on a yearly basis, which she did last night. Ms. Ford is passionate about her subject, imploring her students to make proper choices when it comes to their health and well-being. It is always a joy to visit her class, especially during the alcohol unit, when you can see the kids put on the simulated drunken goggles and try to walk the straight line. Whenever there is a student or staff member in need, she is one of the first people to help out in any way she possibly can. For example, I don't know if it was this year or last year, we had the student whose bike was stolen, and you led the charge. I know the old saying, if you do something nice for someone and more than 2 people know about it, you did it for the wrong reasons. You always do it for the right reasons. Always, always, always. In speaking to students about who their go-to person is, Ms. Ford's name is often mentioned as someone the students feel comfortable going to and confiding in. I know she is looking forward to spending more time with her wonderful family and her beloved dogs. As a BBP resident, I am sure that in September, while everyone is heading to work, you will see Ms. Ford frolicking down to Corey Beach with the dogs in tow. Elisa, thank you for everything you've done for our students. You will be greatly missed, and I wish you all the best in retirement. I would like to now call down Mr. Hurst, Matt Hurst. Matt Hurst has spent 31 plus years in education and began his career in Bayport Blue Point in 1993. While Matt was about to begin his over 3-decade career in 1993, we had some famous people being born, such as Ariana Grande, Morgan Wallen, and Pete Davidson. Gas was a whopping $1.11 per gallon, and we all flocked to the movie theaters to see Jurassic Park, The Firm, The Fugitive, and Mrs. Doubtfire. As we all know, Matt is our band teacher extraordinaire. Matt, I'm going to quiz you. Do you know what the #1 song in America was when your teaching career began? I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston. Matt has had a tremendous impact on both his fellow staff members and his students. He currently teaches our 7th and 8th grade band students as well as our jazz band. He has served on numerous committees in our school, including our SAVE committee and our building level emergency response team. He takes the safety of our building very seriously, and I have leaned on him many, many times for feedback and insight with regard to building safety. Matt is heavily involved in music outside of the walls of our building as well. He has served as SCMEA Assistant Vice President for Festivals, Eastern Division, SCMEA Directory and Festival Guide Manager, SCMEA Printed Program Manager, and SCMEA Co-Chairperson for the Division I Central Band. A little bit about some of Matt's students. Students have earned scholarships to attend the Crane School of Music Summer Music Program and the USDAN Center for the Creative and Performing Arts. Matt's students have gone on to study at the Juilliard School of Music as well as other prestigious music schools, and they've performed at Carnegie Hall. I will forever cherish last December when Mr. Hurst, Mr. Lighthammer, Mr. Mazzaferro, and I were on the cusp of being the latest in the explosion of popular boy bands as we rocked the house doing holiday classics last December. I really thought we had the makings of the second coming of Menudo. Again, Google it for those of you who don't know who Menudo is. Matt's only real fault is that he roots for a football team from New England. Matt, you will be sorely missed at James Wilson Young Middle School. Thank you so much for all you've done for our students and for me. We wish you the very best in your retirement. I introduce Lori, or am I, because everybody keeps introducing her. All right, sorry, Chris, we're going to go with you, sorry.
Good evening once again. I have the privilege of speaking about, I'll start with Denise Burke, a grade 5 teacher at Sylvan and former Teacher of the Year in 2009. Unfortunately, she could not join us the evening to celebrate her retirement, but we certainly have best wishes always to her and her family for health and happiness in her future. Karen Mahoney is here, which is very nice. And Karen is a very valuable, yes, Karen, please come down. Thank you. So Karen Mahoney is, like I was starting to say, a very valuable member of our 3-teacher team leading our graduates to the middle school. Sylvan will look very different without her and her friend Denise Burke, who is also retiring. Karen came to us from Freeport in 2000. She taught for 7 years there before coming to Bayport as a substitute teacher. From 2000 until now, Karen has taught 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders. 30-plus years of teaching and leading students is quite the accomplishment. She worked on writing curriculum, school committees, developing math curriculum for Bayport, and this year being involved in special projects with our 5th graders, such as our Wonder Book Club, our Sylvan Stars acronym, various character education initiatives where our students did a variety of things for others in our school and in our community. Field trips, clubs, field day, career fair, and our Yes You Can program with Lloyd Backrack. Karen, I would like to thank you for welcoming me as your principal and for all that you did not only in the final year, but throughout your career for students in 2 school districts. Bayport was lucky to land you, and we all wish you the very best. Your husband, Rob, and the dog, Finn, head to the sunny skies in South Carolina. Don't forget about us chilly New Yorkers. Please enjoy reading, running, and now just flat out relaxing. Once again, thank you, and I wish you the very best of health and happiness in your future. Well, Lori, I hope you're ready because it's now your time. Lori Beard from Academy.
Good evening, everyone. It's taking me a while to get here. All right, so I would like to congratulate 2 teaching assistants. First, Vicki Buscemi, come on down. I would like to congratulate Vicki Buscemi, teacher assistant, on her retirement for her 18-plus years at the Bayport Blue Point School District. I've gotten to know Vicki during the course of this school year and seen firsthand how she is really a team player. Early on in the year, we needed to make a temporary change in Vicki's assignment, and it was supposed to be short-term, but it ended up not really being short-term at all. Pretty much she's still there. And she really just took it on. She ended up really being a significant help in the space that she's in to the students and her colleagues, so thank you for that. And one thing I've noticed about Vicki is whatever she does, she puts her all into helping. Even if sometimes it's physically demanding and she's moving things around, she just gets into it. She does her all to support students, and if you ask her colleagues about her, they would tell you that Vicki is dedicated, that she has the best interest in the school of the school and the students at heart. They would tell you that she's always smiling, that she's dependable and patient with the students she works with, They would also say that she runs the rider line like nobody's business, the rider line. She knows every car, make, and model of the Academy Street parents out there. So, Vicki, thank you so much for being an integral part of Academy Street and part of the BBP School District for the last, like I said, 18 plus years. As you embark on this new chapter of your life, please enjoy every moment. Hopefully it is full of joy, fulfillment, and adventures, and lots of time with your grandchild and any more grandchildren that may come. And you will certainly be missed. So thank you. All right, next we have up Miss Eleanor Taylor. Come on down. Eleanor and I only had a few months to work together, but she certainly made an impression in a good way. I'd like to congratulate Eleanor Taylor and thank her for her 36 years as part of the BBP School District. Really impressive. I was fortunate to get to know Eleanor when she was transferred to Academy Street just this past school year. And one thing that stood out about you, Eleanor, was that you really showed great school spirit. Not only would she help out at events, but she would get into whatever the school spirit theme was, whether it was coming in her PJs or wearing a costume. My all-time favorite, you got to see her in her fairy godmother costume. It's good stuff. It was very clear that Eleanor cared about children. She got to know them, what their needs were. She really built relationships with them, and the student that she worked with this year still asks about you, and he still says he misses you. So you really made an impression on him. So it was very enjoyable working with you for this time, and I wish you a wonderful retirement. You already kind of got your start, but let it continue with lots of fun, enjoyment, time with family and friends. And we like to thank you so much for all that you've done for the district. All right. Who's next? No one? That's it? All right.
Congratulations, guys. Thank you so much. One more round of applause for our tenure recipients and everyone retiring. You will be missed. We do have one more award or recognition tonight, so we'll embarrass Ms. Roan a little bit and ask her if she can come up front and center. And we'll ask all the board to come up with her. Big round of applause for Ms. Roan. While we're taking the photo, I'm just going to read a little statement for Ms. Roan. I'll come up. On behalf of the board, we'd like to extend our heartfelt thanks to Ms. Adrienne Cerrone, who is retiring from the Board of Education. Retiring, I didn't know what word to use. I thought that was fitting. Ms. Cerrone's dedication and hard work and commitment to our school has been invaluable. Her leadership and contributions have significantly shaped our school community, and her presence on the board will be greatly missed. We are deeply grateful for all your time, effort, and passion you have invested in making our school a better place for our students, teachers, and families. We're all better for knowing you, and we want to thank you for your years of service, and we want to wish you all the best, but we know you're in town, so we always hope to see you back here soon. Ms. Roan, thank you so much. We will miss you. And for the moment you've all been waiting for, we want to bring up Mr. Fronterio for his 10-minute presentation on reserves. Mr. Fronterio, thank you so much for your short presentation. We appreciate it.
Is it on? It's on, right? My groupies, thank you. Oh my God. Yeah, tenure and retirees and state championships, blah. Reserves, whoa, yeah. Welcome. Well, this is a very fitting time to make this presentation because reserves and fund balance measure our financial position at the year end. And we're now getting close, very close to the year end, about 2 weeks away, which is then subject to audit, but it'll all be there, and I promise you the numbers will be pretty good. I'm going to cover tonight reserve balances of June 30th, 2023, the process to get to 2024, some things about the reserve and fund balance as a percentage of operating budgets and things like that. Reserve rules, restrictions, regulations, they're highly regulated, I might add, and resolutions that I asked the board to do now in anticipation of having fund balance to put back in them in October, November, when we actually have our audit complete and our numbers have been confirmed. So this chart shows our reserves, retirement reserves. We have two, the Employees Retirement System, ERS, and TRS, Teachers Retirement System. Employees Benefits Accrued Liability Reserve for compensated absences, workers' compensation, and unemployment insurance reserve. And as you can see, the audited balance back then, June 30th of 2021, were those numbers that you see right in front of you. Going to the following year, June 30 of 2022, these numbers moved up a little bit because you can apportion whatever revenue, whatever interest you earn gets added to the balance every year. So this is where we were at June 30th of 2022. And those balances of June 30, 2022 will help lead us to 2023. It sounds familiar, right? And those numbers also increased a little bit because of interest. And you'll notice there's an asterisk there because for the ERS and the workers' comp, we use them as reserves. If you've seen some of my budget presentations, I was using appropriated reserves for both workers' comp and ERS, and we put that money back at year end and then start another year. So we don't exactly know where June 30th is going to be, but I've made some predictions, and you're going to see that in this presentation. So if you realize, this is sort of how the calculation works. So when we had an opening balance of June 30th of 2021, those were the numbers I just showed you a little bit. We have interest earnings of only 8,000 back then. That's when interest rates were very, very low. And we didn't use the reserves in any way, so there was zero. And we had this new balance. And then, of course, because we didn't have any additions either, our ending balance was a little bit higher. So we got to June 30 of 2022, and we had about $8,000 more in reserves than we did the year before. Using those same numbers for June 30th of 2022, you'll notice the $9.6 million. You see that the interest has now jumped significantly because of the changes in our economy, and so we were able to add another $215,000. We also, in that year, used some reserves to balance the budget, which is what I've been showing in the past couple of years that I've been here building budgets. So we're putting that, we deduct that because we used the $700,000 and the $427,000 workers' comp, and we get a new balance. And then, of course, we had available fund balance to put back in. So our ending balance on June 30th of 2023 are the numbers you see there, and there were $9,724,264, which is about $100,000 more than what we had in the past. And this is the exact same calculation we will follow when we get to our audit back sometime in September or October. But you'll notice the opening numbers are the numbers we just closed with. So those numbers are opening numbers for June 30th of 2023, $9,724,000. This is I like this chart because it basically shows the components of fund balance. Every district has basically a fund balance, and hopefully they have reserves. Some districts don't, but most do, and this basically depicts ours. The first three columns are all audited. They were confirmed by our auditors, and the projected numbers that I'm showing are actually, right now where we stand at the moment. If you look at the fund balance and reserve as a percentage of budget, if you look at those numbers, it's gone down a little bit. We should start working our way back up, because if you look at the total fund balance and reserves in 2023, it was $13.9 million, and now I'm projecting $14 million. So we're heading back up in that direction. And but of course, it's all subject to confirmation. And in terms of fund balance and reserves as a percentage of the budget, those average out to about 18% when you look at all 4 years together. This is just a chart of where we have been. Our fund balance has been as low as $9.6 million, as high as $16 million. So you can see it's a moving target sometimes, and it's always the results of operations. Some years might be, very well done because certain things happened and certain things didn't happen. We had pandemics, or we had interest rates change. Things happen all the time. It's a dynamic process, and so every year we're going to end somewhere, but we don't necessarily know exactly where, but we predict. And so hopefully we'll start seeing that chart go back up. In terms of, as I mentioned, they're highly regulated, and there are lots of rules and regulations regarding it. So under General Municipal Law 6-R, created the Employees Retirement System Reserve, so allowed districts to actually do that. Right now, our expense is about $1 million a year. We are funded, our reserve is funded at about 85%. We want to be about 5 years in reserves to think that we're I think there's a pretty reasonable place to be when it comes to ERS. So we're going to try to be at that point. We're still building towards that, and we should hit that mark in the future, I'm sure. So that's where we stand on our ERS. TRS has a few more rules and regulations to it. Right now, we're about a quarter of where we could be ultimately through the law in terms of how much we have in TRS. We should have about $932,591 when we end the year, assuming projections are exactly on target. But it could be as high as about $3 million at some point. So, and employee benefits accrued liability. Again, this is for our compensated absences, and we'd like to be at 100% of where we want to be at some point. The long-term liability calculated by us, the district, is about $4.3 million. We have $3.1 million in the reserve right now, and thereabouts. So we're about 75% there to ultimately having 100% funding in that area. In terms of reserve for workers' compensation, we have to base that on our long-term liability, which is done by our actuaries. So right now, our long-term liability is determined within workers' comp is determined to be about $1,000,001, and so our reserve balance is about $1,000,001, and we expect it to be just about there at the same time. It's about 98% funded, if you will. Reserve for unemployment. Actually, when the Office of State Controller came in and audited us, looking at all our books and records, they cited us for having too large of a reserve fund in unemployment because our expenses are relatively low. And at some point in time, again, reserves are highly regulated. If we wanted to divert some of those funds into some other purpose, we would follow the rules. I'd contact our attorneys and go over the steps that we'd have to take, public hearings, whatever it is required. You just can't move these numbers willy-nilly. You have to really do everything by the book. But if we were looking to redirect some of those funds, it's something to keep in mind for the future, perhaps. And we'd add only about $3,000 in interest. Reserve for repairs, we were given authorization to create that by our voters back on August, or was established August of 2019, but we haven't funded it. We need voter approval to fund it. So we'd have to have a transfer to repair reserve, like we have a transfer to capital. We'd have to have that in the budget to be able to fund the repair reserve. We haven't done that yet. We might do that in the future. In terms of appropriated fund balance, that's the balancing number that we put in of right now, $1,884,000, which is a number that we don't necessarily have to raise in tax levy. It's our way of giving back some of our fund balance to control the increase in the tax levy. There's no necessary restrictions on it, and most times it's helpful to have for sure. Unassigned fund balance, there are restrictions. You can't have more than 4% of next year's budget as a number. And right now, if we take our projected fund balance, I put everything back into the reserves to keep the reserves at steady and actually growing a little bit, then our unassigned fund balance would be about 2.48 when it could be maybe 4. The only way it could be 4 is if we don't fund the reserves and we put it and leave it in unassigned, and it would meet the 4, except for the $93,000, which I'd have to put into reserves. But I would recommend that we put everything back into reserves and keep an unassigned of 2.48. Ultimately, we'll know exactly what that number is when the audit is complete. In terms of there's 5 resolutions in tonight's agenda. Best practice is for every district to set their reserve balances for next year, how much they can put back in one fell swoop. And you set the limits high because if we had more money to put back in than I thought we were going to do, I'd have to come back to you with a new resolution. So these resolutions are set high for that purpose. So the retirement contribution, we'd like to be able to add fund balance up to $2 million if we had it. We won't have it, but if we had it. TRS, $1 million. EBLR, $1,500,000. Workers' comp, $2 million. And unemployment, $500,000. So those things are basically in there. When I know exactly how much we can put back in, I know it will not exceed those numbers because they're so high. Any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Frontaria. Any questions from trustees?
10 minutes.
Mr. Johnson?
So I think I got a solution to how we fund those reserves. About 5 years ago, we initiated the energy performance contract. It took 5 years between when the community voted on it. Being a member of that board, we really discussed it in length about the savings that we were going to get, that we were going to ensure that those savings went to the reserves. So we're looking at, I don't know what the actual numbers are or back then, or the minimum guarantees were, but essentially the savings in the electric savings that we're going to get in electricity, our bills, coupled with the negative of the bond cost, but also the increase in state aid. I believe it was going to be something between $7 or $9 million generated. Well, to look into what those minimums were, but in essence, we kind of said as a board, if we're going to do this, it wasn't going to be something that got absorbed into the budget or that we created new programs or expanded programs, that we were going to really use this as a way to fund these reserves. So I would say can we look at this and can we look at, I know they're flipping on the switch this year is when we're going to start really getting accurate of what the savings are, and can we start programming for that? And instead of letting it kind of be in the budget, it's something that the board can track as a, those, whether it be, I think we're also supposed to get a credit as well. I would really like to be able to track that, those savings, the amount of state aid we're getting, and how it all nets out, and see that, and really the only decision, which reserve are we going to fund with each year's surpluses.
And remember that, like, the window projects or the boilers are going to take a lot longer to see through. That's way out into the future. The lighting and some of those things are really things that we'll see, or starting to see, actually. So, but we'll come up with a format that makes sense.
So a couple of things. So originally when the presentation was done, and it was roughly just about 5 years ago, when we actually put it out to the public for the vote for about the aid, if you remember, where we were able to get the extra 10%, the 58% versus the 68%, so we did the vote. So that was good, that was done. Since that time, and during that time, they had guaranteed a minimum of somewhere between like 5.5 and a 6.5 million is what they had talked about. And that was a minimum as they were looking at it. A couple of things have happened over time. Obviously, the project has taken longer than we've anticipated, for sure. It looks like 2 of the buildings will be coming online within the next couple of weeks. And it looks like the remaining buildings will be probably September or October. So let's just say by the holidays now, all of our schools should be online in terms of the solar, which is a big part. The windows, which were supposed to be done at Blue Point this past Christmas, the turnaround on them has, in terms of ordering them, has been tremendous. Now we're looking at that for next Christmas probably. So that is something that we're doing. The good news to all this is because it's taken longer, they have offered an additional rebate that it looks like we will qualify for, which will be an additional $1 million thereabouts. So we're waiting on. So that is the one good thing that came out of the timeliness in terms of how long it's taken kind of for the thing. But it is something we've talked about is once we figure out what our full savings are, I agree, then we start to need to say, okay, earmark it and say, hey, this is going to go in these. A comment to just follow up on, we were talking about just real quick, is if you look at slide 10, which is the bottom of page 5, you see the differences in the percentages, which is something that we continuously take a look at as we're doing this. But if you're looking at when we were at our high, which was 21, 22, it was coming out of the COVID years, when a lot of the services were not being done. It's also the year that we were carrying over the 4% because we had the extra $1 million in there for the lights. So if you remember, if you're seeing it going from the 20 to 17, that is a good part of it. We were carrying more. We knew, we earmarked that money at that time was for that, for the lights at that time. So we are now, hopefully this year, where the last 2 years, we've been in the red for about $500,000 per year. We're hoping that this year that is minimal, or we've actually turned the corner a little bit and we'll be we might have a small surplus this year, which will be good. And then obviously one of the things you've heard me talk about in the past was by going to the full tax levy for next year, which the community supported, and I need to thank them for that, because they did a tremendous job in supporting what we're doing here within the school district. That is something that hopefully now that will continue to turn the tide and start to move back in the positive direction. Just to give a little clarity to everybody about what's been going on a little bit.
Thank you, Dr. Harney. Any other questions? Mr. Frontier, thank you so much. Appreciate your time. Moving on to the consent agenda. Are there any items the board would like removed from the consent agenda and placed on the regular agenda? Not hearing any, can I have a motion to approve consent agenda items G, H, I, J, K, and K? Ms. Saron, second? Ms. Pignataro, just a quick discussion. We'll pass over to Dr. Harney. There is a resolution on here adding a special employee as a new administrator here, so we'll pass over to Dr. Harney.
Yeah, there's actually really two things I'd like to just reference before you vote. Is one is I'm excited to share, and I shared it with staff last week, that Katie Toronto will be our new assistant principal. She's been with the district for a number of years. Taught at Blue Point Elementary within the co-teaching model, kindergarten and first grade. Has been a tremendous resource in terms of our special ed, has been handling the professional development for our co-teaching for years now, and most recently has been the chairperson and a teacher on special assignment. So first I'd like to congratulate her, and we're looking forward to working with her. And then the second person in there is one of the things that I'd like to thank the board for as well, actually in both areas in terms of your support, is we've talked over the years about, and one of the asks was if we could expand our guidance counselor as well at the elementary school. So I'm happy to share with you, within everything that we've done this year, we were able to do that going forward. And Ms. Marici, who's been with us part-time now, will be taking a full-time position, and we're looking forward to things that she'll be able to do at the elementary, not only with our students, but our families. So I'd like to welcome her and congratulate her as well. That's it.
All right, thank you so much. Congratulations, guys. Can I have a motion, or all in favor? Opposed, abstentions, congratulations. Moving on to the regular agenda, can I have a motion to approve the second reading of policy 0100, mission policy, policy 0110, sexual harassment, policy 0110.2, sexual harassment for employees, 1925, interpreters for hearing impaired parents, 8505, school food service program, 8520, free and reduced price food services, 9440, 9240, recruiting and hiring, and our last one, 9520, family and medical leave. Can I have a motion? Mrs. Cerrone, second by Ms. Pigantaro. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. And moving on to our last resolution of the night. Can I have a motion to nominate Catherine Romano for our Area 12 Director of the New York State School Board Association? We go Mr. Rowan and second. Mr. Johnson, any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. At this time, we'll open up to the community for any new business. We'll go to Dr. Harney before we open it up to the trustees' new business.
Just one thing I would have done if I had done my official superintendent report at the beginning of the meeting. And obviously, we have a number of recognitions coming up over the course of the next 2 weeks, which are all on our calendar. But I just thought I would share this with you. As you may be aware, there was a blue ribbon commission set up through the state education department about looking at graduation requirements. And most recently today, there was an article in there talking about regents not being mandatory. I'm a little unsure about the timeliness of all this, because regents are not, they are mandatory still for a student to graduate. This is something that they are talking about going forward, and I will put information into the Board of Education's packet for the weekend, so you'll have it. But they're really looking at a couple of things, and really the next phase of this, as though they had talked about it, they are talking about 4 proposed transformations that they're talking about. Is adopting the new state portrait of a graduate. So what is the graduate going to look like within New York State? They're talking about redefining some of the credits. They were talking about sunsetting diploma assessment requirements, and I had watched something the other day, and that does not mean that students cannot use that as a pathway. They're just coming up with other pathways for students to meet the graduation requirements. And then they are talking about in the future moving to 1 diploma, and then like a seal of some sort, like for an advanced diploma or the other types of ones. So those are the things that they're talking about. So I just, again, think the timeliness of an article talking about the regents when we're about to start the regents, I question that a little bit. But again, that is not for this year, and it's not for our current students that are looking to pursue a high school diploma. So as of right now, the regents are still all in play. It's just something for everyone to keep in mind. And as more information comes out, my understanding is the next proposal to the State Ed Department is in November, so that will probably be when we get the next set of information, but just so that everyone understands that.
Thank you, Dr. Harney. Any trustee new business? Not hearing it, can I have a motion to adjourn? We'll go Mr. Krug, and I think we should go our last board meeting of your career, Ms. Cerrone. So moved. Ms. Cerrone, thank you so much for everything. Truly going to miss you. Always welcome in the audience. Have a great night. All in favor? Opposed? Thank you guys so much. We'll see you in July.